Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Idea. She wasn't hard to find.
Nice to see you again, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect Horklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some Horklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
You already have some? I have some.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting Horklumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather Horklumps and collect the box of letters there.
What was in the box?
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
What was she like when she was my age?
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those Horklumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
I already gave you them. Let's fix this over here for a second. Perfect. All right. Where's this at? I don't want to do that. Okay, just hop on a broom. Doesn't look like it's too far. Oh yeah, it's not very far.
Wonder where they're off to in fact.
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
What is that?
Are you always this awful?
You're not going to like this.
Are you guys trying to attack me? What's going on here? I think they are, and they're just having a heck of a time.
Revelio.
Something's here.
Need to visit the cave to find Sirona's box of letters. Perhaps I'll find more. Better have a look around. See about the Horklumps and the box of letters. Confringo! That's all the Horklumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. Revelio!
Yeah, there's something there. I should be able to make that, right? I need a different spell. I need, I think, you. Wait, you? No. Yeah.
Repulsor!
Okay. Let's see what's over here first.
Revelio.
A plague tail. Rats. Looks like that's everything. There? Get up that. Oh, of course.
Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether. Expelliarmus!
Oh god, he's level 26?
Expelliarmus!
Uh-oh, I'm stuck.
Expelliarmus! Expelliarmus!
Oh man, I didn't get out of that one quick enough. That hurt.
Expelliarmus! 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 Expelliarmus!
I can throw stuff too.
Expelliarmus! Leviosa! Expelliarmus! Expelliarmus! Expelliarmus!
We're getting them. Whittling them down. tough one. But he's not too much higher level.
Revelio.
Still.
Repulsor.
Lumos.
Ooh, boy.
Revelio.
Not over there. It's a giant maze through this place. Swirls in here though. Man, I'm gonna get a lot of this stuff. Looks like we're almost here though. Dear Serona, when I arrived here, I had a troubling sense that in many ways I wasn't like the other first years. I confess I worried that Hogwarts might have been the proper place for me and pondered on sending an owl to my parents, asking them to fetch me almost before the first class had ended. How did you know? I presume you're not secretly Legamins, but I wonder. You seem to know my thoughts better than myself. That day at Three Broomsticks, when you spotted me huddled in the corner, staring blankly at an untouched butterbeer and an empty bit of parchment, my quill dripping ink woefully onto the floor, you came to sit with me. Well, I shall never forget it. I recall a sudden sense of relief as someone had cast a levitation charm on me. When you told me about how nervous you had been to come to Hogwarts, I looked at you and it seemed beyond my imagination of thinking of you as anything but confident. Contend which sitting before me. Long. In the days that followed, I marveled at how charmed in non-magical sense made everyone around you without apology, embracing who you were and who they are. It was as though a candle had flickered on for me. I realized that I could choose that path as well. Now that my school years are ending, the first year witch seems worlds away. And I know it's because you saw yourself in the despairing creature in the corner of the pub and so generously extended yourself to her. Sincerely, Maribel. Please tell Miss Spraddle that I plan on visiting her and Mr. Spraddle whenever I can for a delightful conversation. I am ashamed to admit her incomparable cauldron cakes. Dear Serona, I conjured a wee gift for you as a token of my gratitude. If I hadn't stood your ground on behalf during Quidditch practice last week, I might have left the team altogether. Now we won the Quidditch Cup. Ravenclaw house would not be the same without. Oh, she's a Ravenclaw, just like me. My dear Serona, I sent this note separately to dear Mr. and Mrs. Spraddle for the hospitality, but felt the need to put quill to parchment. My thanks to you as well. A lovely respite from the castle. Respite. I won't soon forget how we giggled about the ridiculous gnome. Did he truly believe that he was singing? Miss Spraddle's steak and kidney pie. Simply glorious. I shall be dreaming of it for days. I so appreciate you including me. I fear I must warn you, however, that this does not mean I will go easy on you next week's match. You know that Ravenclaw is no match for the Slytherin this year. Serona, happy birthday, my dearly friend. I sneaked into the kitchen, asked Pinky to make your favorite cream crodi. She was delighted to oblige. Not sure where she got raspberries at this time of year. Mother and father were delighted to hear that you and I had spent the afternoon in glad rags last Saturday. Truth be told, I think my mother was ever so slightly envious. I shan't soon forget how heartily we laughed at my efforts to lace the bodice of my new dress. A challenge indeed, as a rather delicate practice of properly situating a hat pin without wondering whether my hat or my head. But I adore everything that we selected, and I have you to thank for not feeling like a marvelous fashion witch. It's also a treat to dine at Three Broomsticks without having to clear the tables. I shall own a place like that one day, mark my words. I consider myself more than lucky that you and Mr. Sprotle agreed to let me stay. I know my parents feel precisely the same way.
I think that's everything. I should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be glad to have it back.
That's what we need. Wait, I can fast travel. I do it. The absconder. Oh, is she considered done, even though I... Yeah. Alright, yes, Hogsmeade we go. Oops, I just... Map. Man, time is flying.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
You don't need to say that every time you come to Hogsmeade.
Hello, Sirona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprotle with some Hawk Clumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
May I ask about the letters?
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
Is Mirabelle Professor Garlic?
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlic?
It is. Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
Are Mr. Sprotle and you as close as you seem?
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprotle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aiden. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand, and not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprotles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
Around the Quidditch?
One of the letters mentions Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw. We could have cheered them on together.
Happy to help.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprotle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aiden. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
I like how we're just having a conversation right next to this table of people that are just trying to enjoy their time. Okay, so there is a quest here. Venomous Revenge. Talk to the muttering man behind the broomsticks. Yeah, not getting a whole lot of main quests done today, am I?
He'll see it was a mistake parting ways with me.
Sir, is everything all right?
How kind of you to ask. The name's Ackley Barnes. And no, it is not. I'm plotting a sort of revenge against my ex-business partner, a conniving fiend by the name of Alfred Lawley. He cut me out of our herbology supply business just as we were getting started. Said I was too volatile to work with. I'll show him volatile.
How frustrating for you.
That must have been frustrating for you.
Yes, it was. Terribly. I'm simply passionate about my work. Supercilious fool. He's passionate about things too, as I intend to remind him by relieving him of his prized possession. A venomous tentacula he's grown from a seedling that was to be the keystone of our business venture. I can't get anywhere near it with Ruth Singer watching me like an augury. Lawley's doing, no doubt. But no one would suspect a student. How would you feel about committing some grand plant larceny?
Why the venomous?
Why do you need Mr. Lawley's venomous tentacula in particular?
Simple. If I have it, then Lawley doesn't. Ergo, I can launch my business, and he must start all over again. I'm killing 2 snidgets with 1 stone.
What else is in the cellar?
What else is in Mr. Lawley's cellar?
All of Lawley's herbology supplies. He has quite the collection. Fill your pockets while you're there. Or to slow him down for a bit, and I can get my business going minus any competition.
What was your business?
You said Mr. Lawley was your ex-business partner. What were you working on?
I had an idea to train venomous tentacula, create guard plants, if you will, that attacked when ordered. We hit a snag when one ate Lawley's Kneasel. After that, he cut me out of the business, the short-sighted fiend.
Why not?
I'll get the venomous tentacula for you.
Marvelous. I know a fellow seeker of justice when I see one. Take as many herbology supplies as you like while you're in his cellar. All I ask is that you bring me the venomous tentacula. Remember, I just need that venomous tentacula.
Seems I need to find Mr. Lawley's cellar. This must be it.
Nobody's gonna notice in the middle of the day. That's not a cellar.
This must be the cellar. Now to find that venomous tentacula. Better not let Mr. Lawley see me. Where is that venomous tentacula?
One hell of a cellar. There it is.
Revelio. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Levioso. many spiders. It's one of them taking over the whole Levioso! Accio! Expelliarmus!
Sweet!
Revelio!
Is that all of them? Might be all. A very good student, am I? Oh, it's up there. I can go get some.
Revelio!
Oh, I want to get that.
Now that I have the venomous tentacula, I should return to Mr. Barnes. Revelio!
Yeah, I don't want to loot that, I guess.
Capolzo! Confringo!
Okay, what's the chance? Yeah, I have to get out of here first. And there's no other way out of here. Okay. Yeah, but do.
Revelio.
You gonna stay there?
Revelio.
Whoops.
Revelio. Hello, Hamora.